Hey, Kisses from Kenya is produced by Democrats Abroad Kenya, but everything you hear in this podcast reflects our personal perspectives as, as Americans living in Kenya.
Yes, nothing we say should be taken as the official stance of Democrats Abroad Kenya, Democrats Abroad Global, or the Democratic Party. This is an entertainment space and not an official policy platform.
Thank you. Okay, so last night I was talking to my sister. This is the one.
This is the same one that you were talking to about summer camp.
Oh, yeah. Because, actually it is in California. And so, wait, I need to back up because we were supposed to speak last week and we didn't. And then I just want to make sure we're rolling, right?
Yeah.
Okay, this is perfect.
Well, let me double check.
Okay.
Hold on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. So we were supposed to talk last week, but the thing was last week she said, we had to reschedule, and she kind of said, "All right, I'll talk to you next week. And I can't wait to hear about your love life." And so I was like, okay. So now I was like, okay, she was asking some questions about who I'm dating here or whatever in Kenya. And so last night I spoke to her. And then she's like, finally I get settled down. Imagine it takes like 5 minutes for me to settle down on a call. And then she says,
"You say this like I would be surprised."
And then she's like, "So tell me about your love life." I'm like, "Oh, there's a guy here and there, floating in or floating out." And then she's like, no, just who's the white guy?"
As in me.
She's talking about you. And so
I was clearly a homosexual.
So I said, it's a promiscuous gay man. And I just started like, she's like, "Oh, so yes, you're the guy."
I got her hopes up.
You got her hopes up. I think it's from that one picture where like I'm looking up at you with a big smile and you're looking down at me like that, and you're like normal.
Oh my God.
So yeah, she thought you were my man.
Your man squeeze.
Yes, I thought that was.
She was like, "Girl, y'all are about to get approved for a mortgage today."
And she's married to a white man, so she was really like,
"I'm not the only one anymore." She thought she was gonna have someone to gossip with at the family reunion. She was like, "Finally, someone understands me."
Oh God, do you believe it? Okay, so hello everyone. Welcome to Kisses from Kenya. Welcome to Kisses from Kenya. I'm Vuyanzi.
And I'm Brendan.
And my boyfriend.
Apparently. I mean, like, for all intents and purposes, there could be times where that would be useful.
Yeah. No, I just don't know.
If we ever have to apply for something, there's lots of photographic and videographic evidence that we spend time together.
This is true. And think about it. She'd been thinking about this since last week. So this was on her mind.
And despite what we talk about on the internet, it's like, don't yuck my yum. Maybe I like having a man who goes and does all those things.
You can't even say it with a straight face. Straight, pun intended. You're going to have to make that bigger for me. Like, you're giving me text in size 10 font, and
it's zoomed in.
Your girl needs a zoom in of like 200%.
Is that better?
Yes, thank you.
Can you read that?
Thank you. Oh my God. So anyway, I just needed to tell you about that. But yeah, I was like, no, he's a promiscuous gay man all day, every day. But me, sis, I'm innocent. Why are you so still when I said that? Why did you stop
Those
breathing?
Those of you that have been listening since episode 1 know that is actually and factually incorrect.
That's actual and factually
incorrect.
Why you got to add the adverb?
I mean, if this was Judge Judy, Judy Justice, she would be like, actually, like, and I would be like, "Damn, here, I would like to introduce it to evidence." Here's Article 1.
There'd be some other evidence. People who would introduce their own evidence. Bam. Okay. So.
Anyway.
Oh gosh. Okay, I'm back. All right, what's in the news? Talk to me. Oh my God, I don't even know if I'm ready for this conversation.
Shall we talk about my people? Because it came from my people.
Yeah, let's go to your people in Louisiana, please.
The late great state of
Jesus.
Louisiana.
What? Yeah,
that's my governor.
You talk about it because
I mean, we trying to recall him now though. There's 2 black women that are leading the fight.
Really?
Yeah, we're doing a recall petition.
What?
They have to get 50,000 signatures.
Oh, they can do that.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Real easy. They already organize it. Black folks don't play.
Yeah, I mean, when you. Okay, so let's make sure everyone's on the same page as us, right?
So, long story short,
or long.
I mean, the people that run my estate are a bunch of fucking idiots.
Yeah.
And I won't qualify that at all.
No.
They're just a bunch of fucking idiots.
No, it's scary to me. Whoever thought that in 2026 we'd be saying, oh, the Voting Rights Act has gotten struck down. I think about as a person whose mother and grandmother, father, grandparents, and of course great-grandparents grew up in the segregated South. I guess it would have been my great-grandfather, maybe still in the Jim Crow. I mean, did Jim Crow really ever go away? I don't think so. Maybe it just has evolved differently.
What year was your mom born?
My mom was born in 1930.
Yeah, so she was under Jim Crow for over 30 years.
Yeah. So imagine, 3 generations, just that I can
the Voting Rights Act was what, 66?
60 something. And so, but now it's going back. So to think about how my family was under that. Yeah. And now here I come as another generation, Gen X, right?
Yeah.
And here we are.
To give a very brief civics lesson in case.
Yeah, I love that.
So the Voting Rights Act, of course, was introduced by Lyndon B. Johnson in the wake of the JFK assassination. And one of the key, if not the key impacts, well, the Voting Rights Act had a lot of impacts. So they got rid of a lot of the things that white people used to keep black people from voting in the South. Things like paying poll taxes or having to do literacy tests at the polls, all those things. It invalidated all of those barriers to access to voting. And then, of course, there was also a piece around whether or not race could be a factor that was considered in how lines were drawn for voting districts. That was one of the other key provisions because, of course, if you know your Civil War history, you know that, of course, Reconstruction was the time when the North was kind of running things in the South, and it was the first time that we had black elected officials in most Southern states. And then when good old Andrew
Jackson? No, Johnson.
No.
Who's
Andrew Johnson? It's Andrew Johnson. No,
yeah, Jackson was further.
Jackson was the one who was in the Civil. No,
Jackson was the one who.
He was very pro-slavery.
Everything not white. He was again
both of them actually.
Trail of Tears.
Andrew Johnson also was the one who ended Reconstruction and basically said, "Let the South run themselves. We can't do this forever." Blah 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 blah. And then that was when all the Jim Crow stuff happened because basically they came and they're like, nah, actually, y'all feel a little too, as they like to say, uppity down here.
Yeah.
And so we got to put you back in your place. No. So, for a long time after that, there were all these barriers to access in the polls, and they also were drawing districts in ways that the black vote was diluted by basically saying, okay, if there's 50,000 black people in this city, we're going to put 10,000 of you into each of these 5 districts so that your vote is overpowered by the white people surrounding you. Which is why you have places like Louisiana, which, it has the second or third highest, or it's the second or third blackest state by percentage of the population, but we've never had a black person in statewide elected office since Reconstruction ended. So anyway, most recently, before this last change in the Supreme Court, we had a Supreme Court decision reinforcing the Voting Rights Act, which gave us a second black majority district, which is why we currently have 2 representatives in Congress that are black. And basically, the state of Louisiana, which is run by a bunch of fuckwads, went to court because they were like, you can't tell us that we have to do this. And so essentially the Supreme Court now said, actually, that provision of the Civil Rights Act is unconstitutional because it unfairly considers race. So they basically turned it on its head and said, by you considering race in the drawing of these lines, you are essentially, like, they're not using these words, but I'm summarizing, you're essentially being racist to white people because now they're like, well, what this was supposed to mean was race blind. And so actually we're not supposed to consider race.
It is such a load of shit. And it is, and it is just the way the white supremacy works, right?
Yeah.
Like, why would we show favoritism to those? You're showing racism to that, but no one talks about, like,
it's the gaslighting for me.
De facto, what de facto it was, the de facto voting rights before the actual, who did that favor? And no one talks about that. And so, well, we are talking about it. Let me be careful in saying that. People are talking about it, but we need people in the office, in the room, at the table.
Well, the thing is, like, the reason I say gaslighting is because these white people will turn around and tell you, oh, like, that's not what we're trying to do. But, like, it's clear to me that you are also talking about it. It's just the way that you're talking about it is very different than the way that we're talking about it. And the thing is, like, Louisiana is bad enough, right? Because essentially then what happened is our governor was like, actually, like, fuck y'all. Like, you know, so they got the Supreme Court to essentially hurry. So normally it takes the Supreme Court over a month to essentially certify one of their findings, right? So basically there's like a waiting period before they come back and they say, okay, like, now it's in effect and, like, you have to affect these changes. So Governor Landry, I would drown him.
Boo.
Actually, let me not say that on the internet.
Yeah, be careful.
But so he essentially was like, well, y'all need to hurry up. So they instantly said, enforce it. And now Governor Landry has turned around and said, actually, we're halting the primaries that we were having for those congressional districts because we're going to redraw them and we're going to give you back only one majority black district. And what's crazy is that when the last finding, like when the last decision was made, the one that gave us the 2, it was also in an election year, and they proceeded with the old unconstitutional districts anyway. And, you know, the thing is, Louisiana has a long history of ignoring decisions that they disagree with and enforcing ones that they do. Because what people don't even know, because, you know, I taught in Baton Rouge, like the Baton Rouge school district did not settle all of the findings related to Brown versus the Board of Education.
What do you mean?
Until the 80s.
What do you mean?
The 80s. We had segregated schools into the 80s. Because they basically were like, we don't, you know, there's that Jamaican guy on Instagram who was like, we not do this. We not, like, they were like, we not do this. We're not doing that.
What?
They said, y'all can't make us do nothing. Y'all can't make us do nothing.
That's in. But how does this, like, I just, with everything that happens, and this especially, I'm like, how does this actually happen? How did it get to this?
Well, and Tennessee has gone even further. I don't know if you saw. So
Tennessee has a lot going on. So do share.
Tennessee, like, so the way that congressional districts are decided is by state legislatures, right? So it's the state legislature that draws and ratifies even federal districts. Because, you know, the Constitution says that elections shall be left up to the states, although, you know, these people also have a problem with that occasionally when they don't
it depends they
don't like what the state's doing. That's when they're like So they essentially have gone and they essentially did what I was saying, where it was like, they were like, great, all you black people in Memphis, we are going to essentially cut Memphis into a pie, and we're going to make all of these districts have a little bit of Memphis, so that actually now you're going to have 0 majority black districts in our state and have 0 Democratic representation.
And I saw who is the famous Memphis I guess he's a state legislature, and he has a big afro.
Oh, Justin Pearson.
Yeah, I mean his. You know what? Those who are on the podcast.
Hey, Justin.
If you only saw the look that
Hey,
Brendan just gave. No, but his when he speaks and the way he's able to bring people together, it gives me chills. Even when they tried to push him out, the troopers were trying to push him out, and I mean, so much is going on. This is crazy.
The thing is, so like my one small glimmer of hope in it all is that, like I said, in Louisiana, there are 2 Black women who have come together and they said, we're going to remove the governor. Mm-hmm. And then on top of that, our attorney general is essentially threatening, because you remember we talked about that issue
threatening the mayor.
Yeah, so our Mayor Moreno, who like a lot of people had some beef with because they were like, we don't want a white woman, but we got her.
And she's fighting.
She was like, we giving this man his seat either way. Like, y'all could, like, come for me. Fuck you.
Yes.
So the attorney general basically was like, you will be removed from your office for like like essentially like one of those clauses that they put in place after the Civil War, for segregationists. They were like, we'll remove you from office. So now that she's added to the list, like they're collecting signatures to get her ass up out of there and him. And because of that, the ding dong who's the governor down there in Mississippi, Tate Reeves, which I'm like, how did y'all elect a man named Tate to a governor's seat? He had called for them to have a special session to redraw the districts, and then he canceled it. So everybody on Twitter was like, "Oh, he don't want no smoke." He saw what they do. He saw what they do next door. He was like,
"Let's see."
No, we good.
Let's see how that.
I'm gonna stay right here.
In my lane, in your Mississippi lane. It's already burning down there, so please. And I did see the video of the mayor of New Orleans, and she's not fucking around. No. She
had her hair pulled back and everything. She was like, I'll fuck you up.
And she also had on the Murray's pomade. Just in case y'all got it confused. I do need to stop for a PSA announcement to say the reason why Brendan's hair looks so good is because he uses the stuff that definitely used to be in my house as a child for Black people, a pomade for Black folk. It even has afros on it. Oh yeah. For those of you online, please, because you have to look at this, right? There's even people with afros on it. This is how this, and it's not the up to date afros.
It's very superior hairdressing pomade.
Oh gosh, so I think she had some of that on her hair too.
Like it has a little flex to it.
It looks beautiful. It looks beautiful. It's hard to take it seriously when I see how good your hair looks.
I told you, at least I didn't bust the pink lotion out. That's in a tub somewhere in the closet.
And he uses pink lotion. Jesus.
Anyway.
Well, so okay, but I think this is a nice area to plug where we say, yes, we laugh, we're tickled, we kiki. However, this is where voting also is important, signing petitions. I hope people, by the time this airs, I'm not sure where it'll be, but I hope people are signing any petitions that are going against this. I hope
I think we have until October to gather the signatures in Louisiana.
Okay.
But like for those of y'all that are in other states, Tennessee, Mississippi, I mean, recall them all. Shit. Like,
yeah.
Even if they decided not to do it, if they thought about it, get them out.
You get the MFers out because it's time. Like, enough of the being nice, right? We've talked about this before, the being nice and polite. No, F that. Fuck that. That's what actually F means. Fuck that. Like, so in case there's any miscommunication. I'm not for that. Fuck that. Yeah. So anyway, I hope that people, as much as you're kikiing with us, I hope that you will get out and do something. I just requested my New York State ballot. I got my thing that we're now doing the ballots for the primaries, and of course something's wrong with my email, so I got to request it again. You know what? But this is the thing. It's about commitment. It's about commitment.
You know, when elders turn up to vote.
You know what? It's so cool.
You know, DA does have a senior caucus. Would you like me to share the info?
You guys. What?
Anyway. But yes, request your ballot. Like, but the thing is, like, this to me also is like evidence that it's like voting does matter.
Yeah. Yes.
Because like like, I'm sorry, like thinking about like Louisiana, like there is no way that the majority of people in the state of Louisiana agree with what this man is doing. But the reason that he's there is because people don't vote.
Can I take a PSA to talk to my people that look like me, who have resigned themselves to be like, it doesn't, whatever, I don't vote. Because I know so many of us, Black folk, let me be clear, Black folk do not vote. And if anything has ever been your sign that you need to get your ass out, register to vote, find out where the election, where you go to pull the lever. And I know pulling the lever is old. Now there's buttons.
I know, but I love pulling the lever. I remember those things.
Yeah. And I remember my grandmother doing, voting. So now's the time, man. Like, enough of the being resigned and just kind of hopeless. Like, the only place hope is going to come from will be from you. So stop looking for it outside of yourself. Look for it inside and produce that hope. Thank you. Bye, Black folks.
And also a PSA for my people, because to be clear, like, I appreciate your PSA, but also like Black people, for the most part, do show up and vote, and they vote for the right people.
When they do, there's a lot who
don't. The data shows in 2024 they showed up and voted for our girl. It was my people that stayed home. And the thing is, like, for those of you white people out there, like, the issue is a lot of times I know it's like, oh, well, this doesn't affect me because X, Y, and Z. And, like, this just goes to show actually it does. And the thing is, like, these are not, whatever metaphor you want to use, like a rising tide lifts all boats or whatever. Like, the thing is, like, or like we are only as great as the least amongst us, whichever one you want to think of, like, it does affect you. And the fact is, like, there are so many other, like, waterfall effects of, like, the stupid things that these people are doing.
I mean, we don't want to chase them.
And on top of that, like, it's like, even if it's a world in which, like, Governor Landry still wins his election.
Gee whiz.
Like, even in that world, like, there's a big difference between you winning an election with 50.2% of the vote and you winning an election with 70% of the vote. Because the thing is, these people, they take these wins that they have and they take it as a mandate to do whatever the fuck they want.
Well, that's what that guy in office did. Yeah. I have a mandate to...
Well, and it's like, you need to know that it's like, even if you're still going to sit in that seat, there are enough of us out here that disagree with you that we're going to hold you accountable. So... go and vote, people. I know it's like, it feels very abstract, but like, I hope that these things make it concrete.
Yeah. Yes. And can we just also remind people who live abroad, you can vote.
You need to vote.
You can vote. Some of them don't even know it. Yeah. You can vote.
You have a constitutional right to vote.
Yeah.
Okay.
Votefromabroad.org.
Yeah, go there. Check it out.
Oh. So one thing I admire about you is, like, when we're out in these streets, you're like, rah, 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 you're just rattling off Kiswahili like it's nothing. Yes, and then, like, even when you're speaking your English, you're just making it sound so nice so that people can understand you. Whereas I'm like talking, people like, what? Sorry, what? And I'm doing my best in my head to talk slow.
She be trying.
So I'm on lesson 30.
I know she'd be on here shouting at y'all, so I'm sure you're at home like, who doesn't understand you? Like, you're making my speakers rattle. But I've seen it. They really don't get what she's talking about.
They don't, right?
And then I got to translate.
Absolutely.
Even in English, I'm still translating.
I'm on lesson 30 of 100, and to be fair, I've been on lesson 30 for months.
Lesson 30 from where?
It's this app called Transfer something. It has the word transfer, and it's the best way to learn.
She disuses
language transfer.
She uses it so little she doesn't even remember what it's called.
It's a language transfer, but I will say...
And the caption she's written here is, has it helped? And I'm going to say, if you can't remember what it's called... The answer is
the
maybe
name
not.
of the app doesn't matter. It just matters that even though I'm on lesson 30, the Kiswahili has slowed down to me. I can hear some words, and it makes me really proud. So imagine when I get up to lesson 60 and, like, what? I'm going to be so fierce. So I just wanted to share that with
Proud of you.
How did you learn it so fast? We've been here about the same amount of time.
I had a tutor.
Oh, you had a personal tutor?
Yeah.
For how long?
Like 3 years.
Oh, wait a minute. You worked with the tutor for 3 years?
Yeah.
Maybe that's what I need to do. Was he fun or she fun?
Yeah, it's our social media intern.
Oh my God. He really?
Yeah.
Maybe I need to talk to him then. Maybe I'd learn faster if I knew a person was holding me accountable.
It makes a difference. I'll plug you.
Oh, shoot. Okay.
So my lost in translation moment. So I've just come back from Ghana.
Yes, he was in West Africa, y'all.
And it was so funny because it's like, so, obviously, like, every country speaks a different language. Well, every country might speak multiple different languages.
Yes, yeah.
But, like, it was so funny to me how, like, so it's like you call them, like, utterances, right? It's like the things that people like, and oh, and hey, like all those kind of things.
Okay.
So, there's some that are very specific to Ghana, and like, there's some that are very specific to Kenya, but there are a lot that are like very cross border.
Yeah.
And it was so funny because it's like, it's just like the things that you kind of say when you're not thinking about it. Like, you're like on the back of like a motorbike and it's like something happens. You're like, those kind of things. Like,
yes.
And I just found it funny because this was the first time when I've been over there where like people was like kept commenting on. They're like, you really sound like an African.
What?
Because they're like, you're like like
your utterances were very African.
And so like we'd be sitting there like like we were doing like the parent meeting.
Yeah.
And it's like like they're speaking like tree or Ewe or like whatever language the family speaks. Because it's like that's the point, is like it's supposed to like meet them where they are. And like a good like I'm doing the thing you're supposed to do when people are translating, right? Where I'm just following along. They're gonna say oh blah blah, and I'm like like it's so like there was one of them where the grandmother was like, and she's speaking fully only in tree, right? And she was just like, your friend here, like he's really following along in the tree, so he knows all the everything you're saying. And I was like
Oh,
they're like,
so
he's
sweet.
very lively. And I was like, is that your way of saying I'm homosexual?
Yes.
Is that a slur?
Was it a slur? I think it's your bubbliness.
Yeah, it was a little bit of both.
He's very extra.
She's like, I have a nephew. There's that one nephew. No, she didn't actually say that.
I was like,
she's like, there's that one nephew that is never married.
Is your friend married? Oh God! All right, so that leading into what is your queer joy?
I love that she's written all joy matters. LOL.
I thought you'd get a
not you whitewashing the queer black joy.
Wait a minute. I just want to be clear, right? The reason why I said all joy matters is because like sometimes it's not black joy, it's just joy because I'm black.
Yeah, or it's like joy that occurred to
a black
me
person.
as a queer person.
So all joy matters. So it doesn't have to be specifically queer joy. Stop making that face.
Y'all. Anyway. So like I said, I just came back from the West.
Oh Lord, you're rubbing your hands through your hair. I want to run my fingers through your hair.
And
oh shoot.
Well, so what's so funny, like, because I love Ghana. Like, I always had the best time in Ghana. And so, well, like I really love the food. So I was like eating all the food.
It's probably seasoned so nice.
Like seasoned so nice. Like, but it's like a lot of soups with like the swallows, and like you eat with your hand. It's very like wet. It's a very sensory experience.
Yes, wet and swallow. Yes.
And so I'm there like shooting my little videos, for my Instagram stories.
Yes.
And like, so it was hilarious, right? Because it's like multiple people replied to my stuff, and they were like, Literally, like, this is the gluttony that they wrote about in the Bible.
Oh. Wait, what?
Like biblical levels of greed.
Stop. No, they didn't.
And then, you know, naturally at the same time, I was also enjoying, you know, the local.
The local.
I was seeing the sights,
the local.
tasting the tastes.
That
and
has a natural seasoning to it.
There was also where I was doing some storytelling on some other platforms about that. And also the response was, this is the greed that they wrote in the Bible. What? Because they were like, you over here getting passed around like a peace pipe.
You know,
because one thing about the men in Ghana, it's like they live by that mantra of like, ain't no fun if the homies can't have none. You know
what? What? Can I tell? I've heard another story from another very close gay man in my life about his stories about Ghana. Like, it's not a game. Those dudes are like, what's up?
They're like, this was great. Can I call my friend? And you know me, I'm like, I mean, it's my duty to minister to the people. So
no, do not say it's your duty to minister to the people.
But then, well, you know, worse is one of my friends who follows me on both platforms was like, I just am trying to understand. He was like, how do you like be putting away all this food? And then it's like, you go back and are having like a bag and tag session. Like,
can I be a subscriber on your other platform?
I was like, I mean, you know, where there's a will, there's a way. But that was my queer joy.
Wow. I don't even know how to follow that up, but I will share my story as I was entangled in a bit of a web this past weekend with a gentleman who, while in the middle of our entanglement, says to me, need I remind y'all that just last episode she was talking about how, like I'm in like my like flop era and like I'm going into a relationship and like unless they're looking for love, like I don't know. It was just entanglement. That's all it was, entanglement.
Physical entanglement?
It was a physical entanglement.
Yeah, exactly.
But it was, but in the middle of it, he says, I wonder what you'll say about me on your podcast. What the fuck? What the hell?
You made it. Because I have people ask me, like they roll over and they're like, so was that tweet worthy?
Yo.
Or am I going to be featured in your story time? And
he was like, I'm not a frog. Because remember, I was called guys frogs. And I thought about you because you said, oh gosh, they're going to cancel you. But he's like, I wonder what you'll say. And I'm like, oh.
Well, now's your moment. What do you want to say?
Well, is this thing on? Well, he's a very nice man. I don't want to say too much.
Did he turn you into a squirter?
No! I don't need turning into. I'm always there. I've been converted a long time ago. Oh Lord!
You heard it here first.
I can't. I cannot.
Anyway, if you are following us on YouTube, just a reminder that we are available on Spotify. Hey. We're on Apple Music. Yep. We're on Amazon. We're on all major platforms. And if you're following on one of those and you'd like to see our beautiful faces, you can check us out on YouTube.
Yes.
You can also subscribe and comment. And if you'd like to, on Buzzsprout, you're also able to donate. We got our first donor.
Yes.
A recurring donor.
Yes, a recurring donor.
I mean, like, full transparency, all to my dad.
But it's okay.
But thank you, Daddy. We appreciate you.
Thanks, Dad.
He's cutting down on the amount of this that comes out of my pocket. Probably also because he's seen my credit card statement. But that's a story for another episode. Anyway, until next time, this has been Kisses from Kenya.
Mwah. See you guys next time.
Bye.